This is Caleb Estes with Pillar to Post. Caleb, can you tell me what you've got set up there in front of you?
Yes, Wendy, this right here is a continuous radon monitor. This is going to set out in the house for at least 48 hours, and it's going to give us an average over that 48 hours what the reading is for radon gas in the house.
What is radon, and why do we care whether or not it's in here?
Radon gas is a odorless, tasteless gas that comes from uranium deep underground. It comes up through the house from cracks in foundations, slabs, sump pumps, drains, anything that's not sealed. It can even come up through windows in basements and stuff like that. Radon is a carcinogen, and it's the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States behind smoking. So that's why we're worried about it. It is said that 20 out of 1,000 people who live in a house with high radon will develop lung cancer.
How often do you see the results come in too high? Because it's my understanding that you're always going to have radon in your air, but what's too much? How often do you see too much? Can you speak to that?
Radon is everywhere. Outside levels are going to vary somewhere between 0.2 and 0.4 picocuries per liter. Inside, they're going to range somewhere between 0.8 to 1.8 picocuries per liter. When it gets over that 4, that's when it can become a problem. The EPA recommends after 4 that you get the house mitigated, and they say anywhere between 2 and 4 you should think about getting the house mitigated. And depending on where you live is going to mean whether or not the radon levels are high or not. So the further north you go, the higher they are, and also in certain parts of cities, but it varies from house to house. This house and the neighbor house are not going to have the same levels. So in this area, we're going to see about 1 in every 11, 12, 13 houses have high levels of radon.
Do those levels tend to be higher in certain types of homes, like with basements or crawl spaces or slabs, or any other feature that maybe I'm not thinking of?
You are going to have higher levels in a basement because you're underground. Crawl spaces, houses on crawl spaces can still have it, and houses on slabs can still have it. So that's why it's important to test every type of house there is.
What if it does come back too high?
So it's a very simple procedure that a qualified radon mitigation technician will take care of. It's going to be an active system is what we typically see around here. They will punch a hole through the slab in the basement or in a utility room, something like that. They will extend the pipe up to a continuous radon fan and extend that up above the roof line, and that will bring the levels down below the 2.0 picocuries per liter.
Does it always work?
I have not had a retest come back negative yet.
Okay, what about maintenance of those systems? Do you see them go out very often? Is it an expensive maintenance project?
So a mitigation system, so a continuous radon fan is going to be like any other appliance. It is going to take a little bit of maintenance. It's nothing really that a homeowner can do. It's something that the technician who installed it or any other technician, you just want to have them come out. I think it says on the tag every couple years just to check the system. However, the EPA does recommend having a test done every 2 years with or without a mitigation system installed.
Okay, so how much does a mitigation system normally cost?
It's going to depend on the size of the house, but typically in these areas you're going to range somewhere between $800 to $1,400.
Tell us again, how long does that need to stay in place for you?
At least 48 hours. Okay. We want to have it down here, and we're going to put it in the lowest livable spot of the house, and that's going to give us a good reading. You hear a lot of misconceptions that you want to have it in a closed off space, with doors shut and everything like that. Well, that's true to some extent. We don't want to have outside doors or windows open. We don't want to have a lot of people walking by it, but we want the homeowners, if they're living in the home, to live as normally as possible, because that's going to give us an accurate result for the house, reading for the house.
Okay, awesome. So you know that we often, as realtors and new home buyers, will call on you to do radon tests during the course of home inspections. But let's say there is a homeowner out there who's just now, like, you know, so many, learning about radon for the first time. How much do you charge to do a test like this?
Yeah, so you know, we do these quite a bit. With the home inspection, they're going to be $125, and as a standalone, we charge $150 for that.
Thank you so much. I know not too many people know a lot about radon, and you have really just kind of covered the spectrum on giving us some good information.
Thank you, Wendy.